Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be trying to make mashed potatoes. So let's get started. Here I have these potatoes. This is one of the best kinds of potatoes for mashed potatoes because they're more starchy than waxy. You can see most stores label them and say these ones are great for mashing, roasting, and frying. So these are the potatoes that you want to get. So we're going to start by using 3 potatoes, and we're going to wash them and peel them. Okay, so here I have all my potatoes peeled. If you don't want to peel the skin of your potatoes, you do not have to. But I feel like it will resolve in a creamier texture. You can see in the potatoes a little bit, there's some skin left on it a little bit because you know how there's like dips and holes in them? So I try to keep on scraping and scraping. I'd be scraping away a lot of the potato that I could be using for eating. While I was doing other potatoes, I just put the potatoes in a bowl of cold water to keep them fresh. And now we're gonna get into cutting the potatoes into about similar size cubes so that when we cook them, it's easier and they'll cook evenly and faster. Now we're gonna put these potatoes into a medium-sized pot, and then we're gonna fill them with cold water. After they're in there with cold water, we're just gonna add a pinch of salt. We're gonna be building up flavors, so we're not gonna add all the salt now, but eventually your potatoes will get more and more flavor. I have my potatoes in the pot, and they've been on there for a good 5 minutes and nothing has really happened. But to be honest, we did start with cold water because cold water will help it so that the potatoes kind of cook evenly and outwards. And so we're gonna be cooking this for about 15 to 20 minutes. It depends on how much potatoes you have, how big that your sizes are. So get back to you when they're done cooking. Okay guys, so my potatoes are basically ready. They are fork tender now, so you can put a fork through them and they'll just slice right through. You don't want them to be too hard on this step because after this step is the mashing step, and if it's too hard, then you won't have good mashed potatoes. Now we're gonna strain out the water in a colander, and we're gonna put it back in the pot on a low heat, and just for like 2 to 4 minutes, so that the extra water can evaporate out of the potatoes, so that your potatoes are dry for mashing. Now we're gonna start mashing the potatoes with the potato masher. If you don't have a potato masher, I'm gonna show you another hack you can use after I'm done using the potato masher. If you want very smooth and creamy mashed potatoes, I advise you to do both like I'm doing. But you can see, you're just gonna want to push down, let all the mashed potatoes fall apart. I think this is the funnest part, to be honest. I think it's fun how my potato masher, it looks like worms or pieces of spaghetti coming out. But you want to mash everything, so if at one point you might need to get a spatula and scrape down the sides, do that. Do whatever you can to mash them really, really, really smooth. Now I'm going to show you the second method. If you don't want to do the second method and you only want to do this method, then just keep on mashing until your things are smooth. But for the second method, you want to get a sieve or a strainer with very small holes like this. And we're gonna put the mashed potatoes through this and like sieve it out. This will get very smooth and creamy mashed potatoes because it needs to go through a lot. So we're gonna actually take this over to the station and mash it up. Let's start. Okay guys, so I know that this is going to take a very long time. This is actually how it looks like going through, so you can tell it's going to be very fine and creamy. But I'm just going to get back to you guys when I finished. Okay guys, so I am done straining out all of my mashed potatoes. It took so long, but as you can see, they're very nice. I actually took out most of the potato peels, which is also very good. So now is another opportunity to add some salt. I'm not going to add a lot of salt because the butter I'm using is actually salted butter because I don't own any regular butter. So now what you want to do is add your butter into small and like little by little. I'm going to be using half a cup of butter for the amount of potatoes that I've added in. And you're supposed to have your butter at room temperature, but I forgot to take my butter out, so we're just going to put it in cold. You want to add it into small intervals and just mix. And here my butter is way softer and it's gonna be easier to add in now. You want to add your butter before you add any type of milk or cream, because when you add your milk and cream, that'll basically soften up your mashed potatoes a lot. So you want your mashed potatoes to still be kind of firm before you add that stuff. Okay guys, so now all the butter is incorporated. You can see the texture starting to get a little bit more soft. So we're gonna add 1/4 of a cup of the milk into the thing. You don't need to be using all of the milk. The milk is just to get the texture and the softness that you want, but you still need to add milk to boost the flavor. After you add your milk, if you taste your mashed potatoes and you decide that it's not enough, it's not salty enough for you, you can add a little bit more. You can also add some pepper if you extra, a little bit of if you want it. So let's do that now. Okay guys, so I'm done making the mashed potatoes. I actually ended up adding all of the milk because I love very soft mashed potatoes when it just melts in your mouth and it's creamy. I'm glad I actually took the time to do the sifter because it would not be nearly as smooth if I have used just the potato masher. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Shoutouts from the last video go to Priscilla Adarkwa, Kaylin Nye, and Marilee Chapel. Thank you all for commenting. Your favorite word in the last video? I appreciate it really much for taking time out of your day to watch my video and comment down below. If you want a shout out in this video, comment down below your favorite emoji and I'll give you a shout out in next week's video. So thank you all for watching and I'll see y'all later. Bye.